Hello there. Let's talk about one of the hardest working appliances in your home, the water heater. It works day and night to give you hot water for showers, dishes, and laundry. But like any machine, it needs some care to keep running right. Over time, minerals like calcium and magnesium build up inside. This buildup is called sediment or scale. It settles at the bottom of a tank heater or clogs the small pipes in a tankless one. This sediment makes your water heater work much harder than it should. It has to heat through a layer of gunk, which takes more energy and more time. This extra work isn't just bad for your energy bills, it's also bad for the water heater itself. All that extra strain can cause parts to wear out faster. It can lead to overheating, which can damage the unit and create a safety risk. A clean water heater is an efficient water heater. It heats water quickly and uses less gas or electricity. This saves you money every single month. Regular cleaning can add years to the life of your appliance. A well-maintained heater can last 15 years or even longer. A neglected one might fail in half that time. So, a little cleaning goes a long way. Beyond saving money and making your heater last longer, cleaning is about safety. That sediment buildup can create hot spots on the bottom of the tank. In a gas heater, this can damage the tank's lining and eventually cause a leak. The pressure and temperature relief valve, or T&P valve as we call it, can also get clogged with minerals. This is a critical safety device. It's designed to release pressure if things get too hot or too pressurized inside the tank. If it can't do its job because it's clogged, you have a potentially dangerous situation on your hands. Keeping it clean ensures it can work when you need it most. Cleaning your water heater also helps the environment. When your appliance runs efficiently, it consumes less fuel. Whether you have a gas or electric model, using less energy means a smaller carbon footprint. You're burning less natural gas or using less electricity from the power plant. It's a simple step that makes your home a little greener. So, you're not just helping your wallet and your home, you're doing a small part for the planet. Taking an hour or two once a year for this task is one of the smartest things a homeowner can do. It keeps the hot water flowing, the bills low, and the home safe. Before you start any work, safety comes first, always. The most important step is to turn off the power to your water heater. If you have an electric model, find the circuit breaker in your electrical panel that controls the water heater. Flip it to the off position. I like to put a piece of tape over it so no one accidentally turns it back on. If you have a gas heater, look for the thermostat dial on the gas control valve. Turn it to the pilot or off setting. This will stop the main burner from firing while you work. It's a simple step that prevents any accidents. Next, you need to know what kind of water heater you have. Most homes have a large tank-style heater. These are big metal cylinders that hold and heat a reservoir of water, usually 40 or 50 gallons. The other common type is a tankless water heater. These are smaller wall-mounted units that heat water on demand as it flows through. The cleaning process is very different for each one. A tank heater needs to be drained and flushed of sediment. A tankless heater needs to be descaled by circulating a cleaning solution through its internal parts. Look at your unit to see which one you're working with. Let's gather our tools. For a tank-style heater, you will need a garden hose that is long enough to reach a floor drain or go outside. You'll also want a bucket to catch any initial drips. A flathead screwdriver or a wrench might be needed to open the drain valve. For a tankless heater, the tool list is a bit different. You will need a descaling kit or your own setup. This includes 2 short washing machine hoses, a small submersible pump, and a 5-gallon bucket. For both types of heaters, you will need about 4 gallons of plain white vinegar for cleaning. Also, have some old towels handy for any spills. One last safety check before we begin. Turn off the cold water supply to the water heater. You'll find a shut-off valve on the cold water pipe that goes into the top of the heater. It usually has a handle you can turn by hand or with a wrench. Turning this off is very important. It stops new water from entering the tank while you're trying to drain it. Once the power is off and the water supply is shut, you're ready to get to work. Taking these preparation steps seriously ensures the job goes smoothly and safely from start to finish. It's all about being prepared. Alright, let's get that tank cleaned out. First, we need to drain it. Attach your garden hose to the drain valve located near the bottom of the water heater tank. Run the other end of the hose to a floor drain or outside, making sure it's downhill from the heater. Now open a hot water faucet somewhere in your house, like a bathtub. This lets air into the tank and helps it drain faster. Slowly turn the handle on the drain valve to open it. You might need a screwdriver for this if it has a slot. Water will start flowing out. Be patient, as draining a 50-gallon tank can take a while. Once the tank is empty, it's time to flush out the sediment. This is where the real cleaning happens. With the drain valve still open, briefly turn the cold water supply back on for a few seconds at a time. Let it blast water into the tank in short bursts. This will stir up all the sediment that has settled at the bottom. You should see cloudy, gritty water coming out of your hose. Keep doing this until the water running out of the hose is clear. This tells you that you've successfully flushed out most of the gunk. This step alone makes a huge difference in efficiency. For a deeper clean, especially if your water is very hard, you can use vinegar. Close the drain valve and disconnect the hose. Pour about 2 to 4 gallons of white vinegar into the tank. The easiest way to do this is by disconnecting the hot water outlet pipe and using a funnel. If that's too much, you can also remove the T&P valve or the anode rod to pour it in. Let the vinegar sit in the empty tank for 4 to 6 hours. The acetic acid in the vinegar will dissolve the stubborn mineral scale that the flushing didn't remove. It's a great, non-toxic way to get the inside of the tank really clean. After the vinegar has done its job, you'll need to drain and flush the tank one more time to get all the vinegar and loosened scale out. Once it's completely flushed, close the drain valve tightly. Make sure the hot water faucet you opened earlier is still on. Now, turn the cold water supply back on to refill the tank. You'll hear water flowing in. Stay by the faucet. When water starts flowing steadily out of it, the tank is full. Now you can close that faucet. Double check for any leaks around the drain valve. Finally, you can restore power by turning the circuit breaker back on or setting your gas valve back to on. Cleaning a tankless water heater is a different process. We call it descaling instead of flushing. You'll be circulating a cleaning solution through the unit to dissolve mineral buildup. First, make sure the power and gas are turned off, just like with a tank heater. Then, locate the service valves on your unit. These valves are designed for this exact task. There will be one on the cold water line and one on the hot water line. They have a small T-handle that lets you isolate the heater from your home's plumbing and connect your cleaning hoses. Turn the main water valves off and then open the service ports. Now let's set up our cleaning system. You'll need your 5-gallon bucket, submersible pump, and 2 hoses. Place the pump in the bottom of the bucket. Connect one hose from the pump's outlet to the service valve on your cold water line. Connect the second hose from the service valve on the hot water line and place the other end into the bucket. This creates a closed loop. The pump will push the cleaning solution into the heater, it will circulate through the heat exchanger, and then it will flow back out into the bucket. It's a clever little setup that lets you clean the inside without taking it apart. With your loop set up, it's time to add the cleaner. Pour about 4 gallons of undiluted white vinegar into the bucket. Make sure the solution completely covers the pump. Now plug in the pump to start circulating the vinegar through the tankless heater. Let it run for at least 1 hour. This gives the vinegar enough time to break down and dissolve all the scale that is built up inside the unit's narrow waterways. You might even see some fizzing or flakes in the bucket as the minerals come loose. This is a good sign that the cleaning is working as it should. After an hour, the descaling is done. Unplug the pump, dump out the dirty vinegar. Now we need to rinse the unit thoroughly. Fill the bucket with clean, fresh water and run the pump again for another 5 to 10 minutes. This will flush out any remaining vinegar and debris. Once it's rinsed, you can disconnect your hoses and close the service valve ports. Slowly turn the main water valves back on. Go through the same process as before. Open a hot water tap, let the air out, and then restore power or gas to the unit. Your tankless heater is now clean and ready to make hot water efficiently again. Once you finish cleaning and refilling your water heater, there are a few important checks to perform. First, carefully inspect all your connections for leaks. Look at the drain valve, the water line connections, and any parts you may have removed like the T&P valve. A small drip can lead to big problems, so use a dry paper towel to wipe around each fitting. If the towel comes away wet, you may need to tighten the connection slightly. Don't over-tighten as that can damage the threads, just snug it up until the drip stops. This is a crucial final step before you walk away. This is also the perfect time to check your anode rod. This is a sacrificial rod inside a tank-style heater that protects the tank from rusting. It's designed to corrode so the tank doesn't. You'll need a special socket wrench, usually 1 1/16 inch, to unscrew it from the top of the heater. Pull it out and take a look. If the rod is less than ½ inch thick, or if you can see the steel core wire, it's time to replace it. A new anode rod is inexpensive and can easily double the life of your water heater. It's one of the most important maintenance tasks for a tank heater. Next, Test the temperature and pressure relief valve, or T&P valve. This is a critical safety device. Place a bucket under the discharge pipe connected to the valve. Briefly lift the lever on the valve for a few seconds. A burst of hot water should come out. Let go of the lever, and it should snap back into place and stop the flow of water completely. If it doesn't open, or if it drips after you close it, the valve needs to be replaced immediately. A faulty T&P valve is a serious safety hazard. Testing it annually gives you peace of mind. To keep your water heater in top shape for the long run, make this cleaning an annual event. Set a reminder on your calendar. If you have very hard water, you might even consider flushing your tank heater every 6 months. For tankless heaters, installing a pre-filter or a whole house water softener can dramatically reduce how often you need to descale. Periodically, check for any signs of rust on the outside of the tank, especially around the bottom seam. And consider having a professional plumber inspect your system every few years. They can spot issues you might miss. When homeowners try this job for the first time, a few common mistakes can pop up. The biggest one is forgetting to turn off the power. If you drain an electric water heater without shutting off the breaker, you will expose the heating elements to air. They will burn out in a matter of seconds. This is an expensive and completely avoidable mistake. Another common error is not opening a hot water faucet before draining. This creates a vacuum in the tank, making it drain incredibly slowly or not at all. Always remember to let air in so the water can get out. Another mistake is over-tightening the drain valve. Most are made of plastic or soft brass and can be easily stripped or cracked. Tighten it just enough to be snug and stop any drips. Don't use excessive force. For tankless heaters, a frequent error is using the wrong cleaning solution. Avoid harsh chemicals or acids that aren't approved for potable water systems. Simple white vinegar is safe, effective, and inexpensive. Finally, people often forget to perform the post-cleaning checks. Skipping the leak check or the T&P valve test negates some of the safety benefits of doing the maintenance in the first place. Let's answer a few common questions. How often should I clean my water heater? For most homes, once a year is perfect. If you have very hard water, you might do it every 6 months. Is it safe to do this myself? Yes, as long as you follow the safety steps, especially turning off the power and gas. How long does it take? For a tank heater, expect about 1 to 2 hours, mostly for draining and refilling. For a tankless heater, it's about 90 minutes, with an hour of that being hands-off while the pump circulates the vinegar. Will cleaning my water heater void the warranty? No, quite the opposite. Most manufacturers' warranties actually require regular maintenance. Neglecting your water heater could give them a reason to deny a future warranty claim. Is vinegar the only thing I can use? You can buy commercial descaling solutions, but vinegar is a proven, safe, and readily available option that does a fantastic job. Taking the time to perform this simple maintenance is an investment in your home's comfort, safety, and efficiency. It ensures you have reliable hot water when you need it and protects one of your most expensive home appliances.